Hey. Hey. Yeah, actually here. Wasn't sure that was gonna happen. Will I still be here in 10 minutes? An hour? I don't know. Weird day so far. All kinds of tech issues and we haven't even started. How is everyone? Welcome. Young Shark, what's up? Lamia, did you get some sleep? God, I hope you got some sleep. I need more sleep, and that's nothing like you needing more sleep. You need more sleep. Rawr, rawr. Dive right back in. We're in, we can catch up in game. We're in the Black Emporium. We're in the shop. We've got lots of little things to click on and listen to and read. Having network issues today. So if the stream suddenly drops, I'll let you all know, but you'll know. And if I have trouble with the stream, I'll pull the plug on it for the day. I wasn't sure there was gonna be one. Troubles were that bad, although numbers look okay right now. Right now they do. Wild code, hello. What's up? Yeah, I'm actually here. It hasn't really dawned on me yet, because I was still thinking we weren't gonna have a stream 10 minutes ago. KG, hey, you got your machine, right? I thought I saw a picture. Did I see a picture? Congrats on finally getting your computer. Arr, arr. The only thing we did coming in yesterday was greeted by the Emporium Golem, and then read longer there, so read once. Interesting. One opportunity to read. There was a bit of lore on the naked statue of Andraste. At the very end, he said, what did he say? How did he say it? He basically said, please don't touch Andraste in a naughty way. What did he say? I hope everyone is doing well. I hope I will be doing well. And join you all in doing well very soon. Pickled apples of Arlathan. There are some useful things in here, but mostly it's fun. Black Emporium was a little piece of DLC added to the game. I don't know if it was originally purchase only or free, but it seems that most of the DLC that I have in the game, I don't really know where it came from. I don't think I ever bought a deluxe edition. Unos. It's been a long time. What do you mean? The bot's not here? Intro bot's not there? Really? What? I told you, I've been having network issues today. Everything was... All bets are off. No promises that anything's gonna work today. No promises that we're gonna have a stream. Maybe we'll just have a greeting and an introduction, and then everything will go boom! Misery! What's going on, Misery? How are you? Does look like people are rolling in. That's good to see. It's good to see you all. I've been off in my own world of tech pain and reflection. Sounds important. The pickled apples of Arlathan. Rest my incredulity to the shop's assistant.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Thank you, KG, for the host. Rest my incredulity to the shop's assistant, who coldly noted that he did not like my implication. He insisted that every article in the Black Emporium was genuine. No fakes, imitations, or cheap knockoffs. I must have appeared unconvinced, for the assistant narrowed his eyes at me and disappeared into the bowels of the shop, returning several minutes later. He removed the jar of pickled apples from its display case and proceeded to carefully, reverentially remove the wax seal from the lid of the jar. I watched with fascination as the jar was opened and a single rosy apple pulled from it. I looked as if it had been picked. It looked as if it had been picked just that day at the peak of ripeness. With a paring knife, the assistant cut the tiniest sliver of flesh from the apple and presented it to me. The flavor of that one small sliver was astonishing. It was as close to a perfect apple as ever there was. I was experiencing the essence of every apple ever eaten, and that will ever be eaten. When it was over, the sense of loss that filled me was sharp enough to move me to tears. The rest of the apple was returned to the jar, which was then resealed. I paid 5 sovereigns for that single taste, and I believe I got the better part of the bargain. Huh. Alright, that was full of win.
I'm tired of those plebeian items. Take what you like. No charge. No charge, Thaddeus. You hear me?
Plebeian items. Discarded weapons and armor. Actually, quite nice. That'll make a good offhand dagger. And that armor is comparable to what I'm wearing. Let's see how it looks. The armor value is not much different. Plus, it has a rune slot. Same critical chance. Does not have the boosted critical damage, but it has electricity resist. See what it looks like. That's most important, isn't it? KG can now host again. Everybody check out KG Fanatic. Hopefully with her new PC, she'll be back to streaming. Give her a follow. Soon enough, right? Helm of Appreciation. Defense and armor. Hot. Gloves of the Unknowable Unknown. Ring of Unheeded Wisdom. Unheeded Wisdom. Names. Oh. What is that screaming noise, you may wonder? That would be the box of screaming. I received the box from a man I met in the Silent Plains. He spoke little and would not reveal his name. For reasons I shall not detail here, I had been kidnapped and left for dead in that gray, wind-blasted wasteland. After days of walking, I was parched and close to death. I was about to dash my head on a rock to speed my passing when the man arrived. He possessed a water skin containing ample water for a person traveling from our location to the Imperial Highway. From there, he said I could find my way to Solas, Paravantium. He offered to give me the water skin if I agreed to take 3 things from him: a glowing crystalline shard, a bronze sphere, and an iron-bound box with no hinges. I asked the man if he wished to have these items delivered. He said that he merely wanted me to have them. It was an odd request. I was too weak and too desperate to think much of it, and so I agreed. The man put the items into a leather sack, which he handed to me along with the water. "What about you?" I asked. He said nothing, only pointed in the direction from which I had come. "There's nothing that way," I said. He merely smiled at me. I found the Imperial Highway about a day later, and a caravan driver agreed to take me to Paravantium in exchange for the large glowing shard. In Paravantium, I bartered the bronze sphere for new clothes and room at the inn. That night, I examined the iron-bound box and found no way to open it. I held it to my ear and thought I heard slow, measured breathing coming from within. My mind was afire with curiosity, and I obtained from the innkeeper a large hammer, thinking to smash the thing open. The moment the hammer touched the box, it shrieked. The shrill sound pierced the depths of my soul. I gave the box to the innkeeper in the morning and felt better for having rid myself of it. And that's it. Page torn from a mysterious journal. Anything to say, big guy? Anything to say?
That's Gollum's name. Is Thaddeus Gigantus Crumbum III.
I thought the Gollum was speaking yesterday.
My favorite.
No, it's the mummy. Mummy in the middle is speaking. Xenon the Antiquary.
I am the great and magnificent Xenon, the Antiquarian. All manner of crafting lore.
I don't want the screaming box. Of all the things from here that I might like, I don't want. Designs, rune designs. Armor rune, coin, creature drop. Poison that slows the movement of all it touches. Of purity. Well, they're not very expensive. Get the formulas. Fortune. Coin for runes that help generate coin. Attribute points. Potions that grant attribute points. But we need to save up 50 sovereigns to get into the deep roads. And if the stream holds, I think we'll be doing that today, going into the deep roads. I'd like to do the Bone Pit. Bone Pit's a fun quest line, and see what kind of money comes out of that. We don't even get to finish the Bone Pit until a later act of the game. I can't remember. Still carrying a lot of junk. I forgot to look up backpacks. Anyone know, are there backpacks in Dragon Age 2? I need to look that up. I could expand my storage space. Would be very helpful. This stuff is not free. Hey Kim, what's going on? Welcome. How are you doing? I didn't think we were gonna be here. You found it. Found me. We're here. We're here after all. I cannot sell Sir Wesley's shield. I do need to stash it somewhere. Carry it. Short bow. Don't yet have anyone using a bow. Up with someone using a bow. I'll have their own bow. Find them a better one later. Probably sell half of this, but I haven't given it enough thought. A lot of these green DLC items, which may or may not have great stats, they certainly don't have any value. So you can't just take the DLC items and sell them to have lots of coin to buy other stuff. Saw to that.
Do not stare too intently at that.
You want to change your character's appearance?
On second thought,
Think. Does that work for doesn't let you just tweak the variables on the preset. It's exactly like it was at the start of the game. You actually want to tweak all the variables, you have to start with a different base. I'd want to start with that.
Message for you, Commander. Just
It'd
came in
kinda
over
be
a secure channel.
Gotta be a crazy pain. Bob! Bob! What's up, Bob? Thank you. Oh, man. Bob's been subbing for 8 months now. 8 months now. Big time. Thank you, Bob, for keeping that going, man. Keep rocking. Keep on rocking. There it is. I don't know if... I'm amazed there's even a stream right now. The alerts might be late. They might work. They might not. Entrobot disappeared already once. He might disappear again. Like a boss. So we're not going to change anything. I actually have to... Get me out of here. Confirm. Hey, I think there used to be some sort of bug where you could... Something would happen if you messed with that mirror, even though you are supposed to be able to use it. Oh, maybe that's a different game. You know what I'm thinking of? Kingdoms of Amalur. There was use the mirror to change your appearance later bug somewhere in Kingdoms of Amalur. That's what I was thinking of. A Vessel of Tears. Vessel of Tears. Although this wax-stoppered vessel is clearly labeled Tears Shed During the Burning of Treviso, many questions remain, not the least of which is, which burning of Treviso? When the Qunari conquered it in 635 Steel, when it was burned by the liberating armies of the White and Black Divines during the Second Exalted March of 752 Storm, or when it accidentally burned to the ground in 862 Blessed after a dockhand knocked over a lantern in a warehouse full of lamp oil. Even assuming the correct event could be determined, the question of whose tears have been collected remains. Presumably not any of the numerous fire victims. Surviving relatives, perhaps. Nobles with summer homes on the Antivan coast. It should be noted that nowhere on the label does it say that these tears were shed in relation to the event. So they could have been the tears of a woman in Montsimard, weeping because she was not asked to dance at the last costume ball, where that at that very moment, one of the greatest port cities of Thedas was aflame, unaware that at that very moment, one of the greatest port cities of Thedas was. Whose tears? Well, fascinating questions. Not really.
Manhandle the urchin. He's not for sale. Find your own.
Creepy. Get out of here. Figure out where we're going. Easy Dipples, welcome. How you doing? Journal. I'm thinking Bone Pit. Main plot, we've still got the Deep Roads expedition ahead. We've got to make more money just to buy our way in. 50 gold would be nice, and as soon as we have it, we won't have it anymore. We have to invest it. But we'll do that. Tranquility, go to the Chantry in Hightown at night to help Anders smuggle his friend Carl out of the circle. Do that. Not a big fan of Anders in Dragon Age 2. But I'll try to let him speak for himself. I liked Anders in Awakenings, not so much in Dragon Age 2. Black Powder Promise. Tell Javaris that the Talva Shoth are dead. Go to the Kunari compound by the docks at day. Sure they'll understand. Nope, the Bone Pit. Let's get the Bone Pit started. Talk to Hubert about a job in Hightown's market by day. Different places we may find what we need for the herbalist's tasks, but it's not really a quest so much as a collectible. And then talk to Seneschal Bran about the Viscount's son. Maybe next time we're up there. Estate. Some other reason. Bone Pit. What other runes do we have available? Might be good to put some runes into some items. It orders a rune of protection. Well, I can't because I haven't found Illyrium vein. Scratch that. A dagger. I'm going to sell both of those. You don't like how much they changed his personality between the two games. They sort of agreed, and they sort of justify it by, no pun intended, through justice. They sort of justify it, but it is yeah, I don't like it either. Give the old Anders back. Huh. Oh, guess it's all right. The helmet will be hidden. Got it like that. The Stalker's boar hides. Ancient leather. Small armor difference, but this could take a rune, which would boost its armor. Would the rune boost it to a greater armor amount than the Stalker's boar hides would have had? It doesn't really matter. Doesn't much matter. The critical damage, though, I think I'll just keep what I've got for now. Helm requires strength and constitution. These gloves require magic and willpower. It's not really how we're being built. Fury has not those things. Luigi, what's up? What's up? How was the rest of the stream last night? Just settling in here. Looks like we are going to have a stream today. Here, so. Back. Fence, decks. Rune of Fire, Rune of Impact, Rune of Protection. Order them here. Assign them. Oh, enchantment. I gotta go talk to Sandal. Right up here. Enchantment? Finally, enchantment. About time. Hey, Simpika, are you having a better day today? I hope. Ah?
Don't mind him, sir. Sandal's never been one for conversation.
Gonna need some more runes. I'm wearing those. Check. What am I wearing that has slots? Yes, those boots. That's it. Pika, I'm alright. I'm alright. Getting there. Work. Luigi Origins is one of my favorite games. Not just my favorite Dragon Age game, it's one of my favorite games, period. And I like Dragon Age 2. Has a lot of stuff that I'm not a...
My shipment's late.
I have issues with it, but it's a game worth playing, and there's a lot about it I do enjoy. A to that. Lore's good. Any of the characters are good. Some of the quests are very
You're
good.
having problems
Some
with
of the
the bone
environments are excellent. Some
I can
are
help.
less inspiring.
Finally someone comes to help me. You look a bit unseasoned, but I
I think
hope
the
you
ending
do.
is...
I had to suspend operations. My workers are lost in the mines or have run off. Served me right for hiring Ferelden refugees. I sent others before, but no word. Perhaps they are putting me off. I need someone competent to figure out what is going on.
What is going on?
Surely the miners had good reason to leave.
I am at a loss. No miner has reported in, and no one takes me seriously.
The bone pit must be dangerous if people are afraid to venture there.
No, nothing like that. Pay no heed to local superstition. The bone pit is mostly harmless.
Your first mistake was naming your mine the Bone Pit.
The locals named the mine. Those fools say it's cursed. That is why I hire Fereldans. They may be dull-witted, but they're not superstitious.
Mind what you say about my countrymen.
I was not referring to you. of
The
course.
other
My
ones.
workers are a particularly desperate sort. They're lucky to work for me. Few in Kirkwall will hire refugees.
You said some of your workers are Ferelden.
Yes, all of them. An unruly lot, to be sure.
What's the reward?
I will pay handsomely. The exact amount depends on what perils you face.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I'll head there soon.
The sooner the better. Each day the mine is not running costs me more than those miners make in a year. The bone pit is just outside the city. Any map will show it.
I mean, it will depend on how much trouble you run into. How much throttling you get will depend on how much trouble we run into. Merle is still injured. Is there a way to get rid of that injury for free? Go back to Gamlen's house, break up the party, and then reassemble the party. Let me try that real quick. Pop into Gamlen's house. I can drop some items in the chest that I want to keep for silly reasons, like
off a message for you. It's on the desk.
Not that he didn't do his best to try and reach.
smack Gamlen while we're here. Like Sir Wesley's shield. It would just be wrong. It would just be wrong to sell it, but I don't actually want to keep it. To the stash it goes. These DLC items I really can't use. They'll sell for 1 copper each, so there's no point in selling them. If I'm not going to use them, then we need to stash them. These will actually have sale value, and I might sell them. I want to keep the experimental drought. Drink that. 2 attribute points, please. Howdy, howdy. What's up,
There might be
Yankee?
something dangerous in there.
How goes? Ignoring bait and switch. We've got loose ends. Enril, I know we didn't part on the best terms. You were right. I was trying to squeeze more work out of you than was justified. More than paid your way into the city. It's been tight since you left, though. If you're looking for more work, for real coin in your pocket, come see me in Hightown, anytime before sunset. Act of mercy. Proud scion of the Hawk family. I dare not contact you directly, but we have met before, and I know you to be a person of good character and unusual ability. Indulge me in a meeting outside the city, for I require your aid in a delicate task. The token of good faith, I have enclosed a modest sum. There will be more waiting if you can help. Please come as soon as you receive this. If you do not, the lives of many innocents may be on my hands. Sincerely, a friend. I think I recall that friend. There were additional DLC items in here. And I take weapon and shield. See about giving Fade Shear, possibly the Lion of Orlais. Aveline? Although you cannot equip your companions with armor pieces, only upgrades to the one that they already have. Potions, poisons, grenades. Before we go into the bone pit. Want more debilitating potion? Poison. Take a few. They last 30 minutes. %10 damage versus Darkspawn. Not sound huge. But the elf root potions. Still have a few, but take a few more. Lewis John, thank you for asking first. You did? Okay. If you want to post it once. I've had that question come up, and then I say yes, and then someone starts posting it repeatedly and repeatedly. But if you'd like to post it once, you can. Thank you for asking. Bethany has healing. Merle does not. In fact, Merle doesn't even have the potential. She doesn't have access to that tree. Let's bring Bethany while we can. In fact, tell you what, Varric is an awesome character, but he's not my favorite in combat. Bianca can be leveled up, has some nice crowd control when he sprays a whole bunch of arrows. Let's go double mage. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, we needed, that was my mistake. You can post that again. I forgot you would need permission, and Lamia gave you permission if you want to post that one more time. It'll work this time, I promise. To the bone pit. Beautiful marker on the map. You hear that? Oh, it sounds safe here. Sounds so safe here. I'm sure there was a tiny little creature that made that noise. That's the thing, Louis John. Everybody pretty much does. Everybody does. It's not usually considered kosher to cross promote in channels. You'll get a lot of angry streamers, a lot of places. If you do that, not worth getting upset over, in my opinion. But you know, before you take it any further, you keep in mind that it's generally frowned upon on Twitch. Entropic greetings. How are you, man? Welcome, brother.
A place of slavery and necessity. Kirkwall could not have existed without its mines.
I wish this had gamepad support. Meh, do I wish this had gamepad support. Punked. Went to school, tried to start a frisbee class. I just read it and I'm not sure I can follow it. Don't think I understand, but hello. Got that attribute potion I had. Go ahead and take that. You don't have to, Punked. You don't have to, but you can if you want. No promises, I'll understand it better. Bone Pit. Sire, I interviewed the surviving slave this morning. She was horror-struck, but managed to tell me her chilling story. The Overseer lined 17 slaves up, one behind the other, at the lip of the quarry. The second slave in line was ordered to push the man in front over the edge. The third slave pushed the second, the fourth, the third, and on it went. Workers in the quarry heard the screams, the crack of bone against rock. Then the survivors' anguished cries as the Overseer's dragonlings feasted on the 16 helpless bodies splayed upon the quarry's basin. The woman who told me this story was the 17th in line, spared only because no one stood behind her. Sire, I recommend we stop this ugly practice. Effective as it may be in motivating workers, it's also bringing our mine notoriety as a death trap. Stories of the Bone Pit swirl throughout Kirkwall. The veil is thin enough here, and above that pit is practically ready to sunder. Above that pit, it is practically ready to sunder. We risk more than simple rebellion should the Overseer be allowed to continue. Why? The output of the Maharian Quarry is up almost a third this season, and the Overseer has received a commendation from the Archon himself. You will speak of your findings to no one. Bury the evidence. Hot Wheels, good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. No shortage of books and lore. And if you're wondering about all the reading, it goes like this. We either skip over it, or I sit here and leave it on the screen and let you read it if you want, at different paces. Not gonna work. Either I read it or we skip it. I'm gonna read it. I will skip the occasional thing. Punked, I understand there was an encounter involving Ultimate Frisbee Club. I don't understand the context for it. I'm not sure I need to. I get it. You went up to your student union to start an Ultimate Frisbee Club. Later, a girl came up to you. You were thinking, what did you do wrong? I guess that's what's confusing. Just smile and say hi. I understand there was an encounter regarding Ultimate Frisbee. Hey, maybe you can get a date out of it. It's good times. Fourth time I attempted to cross the border into Navarra from Orlais and was turned back by Chevaliers. I decided to take the more roundabout path, a ship back to Ferelden, then another to Navarra. The outcome was more than worth the trouble. The whole country is filled with artistry, from the statues of heroes that litter the streets and even the meanest villages to the glittering golden College of Magi in the Cumberland. Perhaps nowhere is more astonishing than the vast necropolis outside Navarra city. Unlike most other followers of Andraste, the Navarrans do not burn their dead. Instead, they carefully preserve the bodies and seal them in elaborate tombs. Some of the wealthiest Navarrans begin construction of their own tombs while quite young. These become incredible palaces, complete with gardens, bathhouses, and ballrooms, utterly silent, kept only for the dead. Hey, ya, trooper. How you doing? Another variety of elf fruit. The Enigma of Kirkwall. This game is determined to see that all I ever do is read, though. It's gonna be like 2 minutes of fighting, 20 minutes of reading. 2 minutes of fighting, 20 minutes of reading. And it is as we thought. The quarries of Kirkwall were found after the city was sacked by the Imperium and after they started constructing the city. Quarries were found later. The Imperium found the mineral wealth, not the indigenous people. The histories give conflicting accounts on who lived here before the Imperium. Some say the Almari, some say the Defads. We do know that it was a barbarian people who had little need of the metals in the hills. One's not well written. So why did the Imperium come here in such force? It's hard to disprove Brother Mikkel's theory that the natural harbor would be important for their armies. But Magisters ruled, not common men. What barrier would a simple sea pose to them? The wars with the Almari wouldn't start until centuries later. Each clue we find only leads to more questions, but we will not give up. Keep writing like that and I might. The lore so far in Dragon Age 2, and I haven't read most of it in the past. When I played the game, I probably skimmed a lot of the lore. Read a few things and not others. I'm enjoying the lore quite a bit. Most of it. Mostly. Alright. I've gone astray. Must have walked right past the part of the map I needed to explore. Do I watch anime? Short answer, no. I mean, I don't avoid it or not like it. I just never got into any anime series long time ago before I had a potential to get into it probably long ago. I had friends who were into old stuff,
the
like
entrance to the mines.
when Akira was
Perhaps
new.
we'll find the missing workers within.
So I was being encouraged back then, and probably could have gone on a different path. But no, never really did. And yay, Bone Pit! Well, without the slaves being pushed in. Dragons! Babies, I think. Dragon babies. We wanted to do a little more precise party control, and today I think tactics are in order. We should probably, now that we have enough basic spells to work with, should set up some tactics. Bethany's already thrown out a firestorm. Whatever the default tactics are, probably going to do half of what I want, so. What is it, dragons? Oh, that one's a little bigger. Wee bit bigger right there. About twin fangs for the dragon. So, Trooper, what anime are you into? I'm assuming you are, since you asked. Refined lyrium. So now we can make additional potion types. We'll need the recipes, but I already had one potion we couldn't make because I had not found any lyrium. Lyrium. 8. Enter can't go this way. Notice how the mini-map makes it look like I can go this way, but at this time it's blocked. Is there an upper level we can get to here? This is one of the instances where you start to see some of the reuse of levels in Dragon Age 2 that people often take issue with. Some of those obvious doors that just have stone in the way and you can't go there, at other times they will be functional doors, and it'll be the same map with different doors open. It was probably an efficient way to use game assets. I'd have to check the exact numbers, and I'm pulling this out of my head here, but if I remember right, Dragon Age 2, the whole game is somewhere between 5 and 10 gigabytes, and Dragon Age Origins, especially with the content that was added to it, is more than twice that size. The sequel is half the size, or less, especially if you're just talking base game. There's less in it. It's not like they just compressed all the assets. There's less in it. There's a lot more asset reuse in this game, substantial amounts of it. Sometimes that's handled well, sometimes that's not handled so well. Some of the environments are downright beautiful. Others are, wasn't I just here? One piece. Cheesy Dipples, just playing on normal. I don't think I would get any more pleasure from taking the difficulty up in this particular game. Let things become spongy and just have to hit them a lot longer. Combat looks good. There's no doubt. The combat looks good. But I can already get into party wipe situations I really like being able to go isometric in the first game and make party tactical decisions with the party, not just using the tactics menu that you can't do anymore. So, you know, I made my peace with that, but part of the result is that I just let my companions do whatever the hell they want, and I might mess with their tactics, but the game becomes far less tactical for me as soon as you take out that isometric view and the fine control. So, difficulty, the tactics, if you increase the difficulty, it's not more fun, because you don't get this fine tactical control that allows you to chip away at that difficulty. You just need to have much better gear and combine certain skills. And I'm sure someone could just call bullshit on me and say, no, that is tactical. Of course it is. It's just different. And, I don't know. I enjoy the flow of combat in 2, not the tactics. In Origins, I enjoy the tactics. It doesn't even have that much flow. I micromanage a lot more of the first game. And this one, I hold down auto attack. Okay, I'm just gonna hold down auto attack. One finger on the keyboard. Here, I'll just hold down auto attack, because that's a thing now. It looks good! It looks good! Your character will leap across the battlefield if you're a rogue, and... But really, it's completely different than the first game. Bethany's going down. Is this quest difficult? Not necessarily. There are... I don't know what to say. There are definitely some difficult fights in the game, but most of the game is not difficult. Doesn't mean you can't screw up and get party wiped, but screwing up and getting party wiped is not the same thing as difficulty. Mistakes. Mistakes were made. That can always happen. Backstab now has a 100% crit chance. Death King, Dragon Ball Z. And tanks. So here would be another non-door. You can see it's just sealed off. Another point in time, that'll be open and actually go. You can see the mini-map, how it continues out that way. But it doesn't mean that we'll be able to do that now. Another time, maybe. For now, it's just a stone wall. Oh, Death King, you have no idea. You have no idea. It'll probably be quiet tonight. I think you're right. But yesterday, it actually started lively. It's cool. A lot of people hanging out. By the end of the stream, I haven't seen it this quiet, that quiet in... since the very beginning. It was silent. Might have been a few people left. It is what it is. We're still gonna play through Dragon Age 2. Those of us who enjoy it can enjoy it, and if other people disappear for a week, I won't be totally shocked.
Price and Trusty, you came along. Them dragons would have sniffed me out for certain.
Hold on. What happened here?
I'll tell you what I can, but be a friend and keep your voice down. There's another dragon close by.
Where did the dragons come from?
We was mining a new tunnel when the wall collapsed, and dragons came through. There was a bloody slaughter. Scared out of my wits. I ran like my arse was on fire. It probably was. Only I went the wrong way. Ended up
Biscuits are
trapped here.
burning. My biscuits are burning.
Did anyone else manage to escape?
Some of my fellows ran for the surface. I hope they made it.
You should get out of here.
Don't have to tell me twice. You should leave too. But don't go that way. There's this huge dragon.
Oh, are we gonna go that way? I've never seen a huge dragon before.
I really like Meryl. The goodie. Each character has their own special tree, and for Aveline, it's sword and board defense stuff. Doesn't require a shield, but it works very well as a tank. Those slave finger cuffs. Something I could get in the habit of doing, and it might help, would be picking up loot, and because it's all named, so much of it is just nondescript. Ring, 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 ring. Ring, ring, banana phone. It's, gotta look through it and use it right away, or you'll just kind of lose it in a sea of junk that I should probably sell. And a stem. And do I have any just rings that we actually want to use for anything? 14 attack. Surely someone can use 14 attack. Oh. Not helping her much. Maybe she could use... Put that in the stash later. Health and defense. Actually, that would be even better. Health and defense. Kind of our healer. You can wear the slave finger cuffs. Fire damage. That's a mage amulet, but oh well. Yeah, the loot system leaves something to be desired. Makes me a bit crazy, actually. Again, Aveline tank. She's not really doing damage, but you can put these things in the stash. Marion pokes everyone in chat. Just quiet enough that you might not get poked back. Oh, but you did. But you did. Mature dragon. Sort of like an Asari matriarch, but different. At least we can still position everyone if we want. Errol over here, Bethany over here, Aveline to go in and attack. We have now, where's her new passive? That immovable. Bethany did not move. Never mind then. Guess I will not put people on hold. I need Aveline to move in. Do her thing. And Twin Strikes is already mighty powerful. And my backstab, I can use it again, now has 100% crit chance. I have this other attack that I charge up, stacks. And let it loose. Poor dragon, never stood a chance. Tell you what, if you'd like to, when we get to Inquisition, if you want to do that on Nightmare difficulty, so we have some really long dragon fights, I'd be down. I'd be down because the dragon fights are excellent in Inquisition. If there's anything that makes Inquisition a game really worth playing, it's the dragon fights. And I haven't played the DLC, so maybe there's a lot more good stuff in there. But I was less impressed with the lore and characters as portrayed in Inquisition. Still enjoyed the game a whole lot. Looking forward to playing it again because it's been a while. And all the DLC for the first time. But combat feels a lot like a refined version of this. And the dragon fights are something new entirely. Especially on Nightmare.
You're so
The
lucky.
layers of defenses the
How do you
dragons
figure?
have. You have to
I
strip
wish
and
I had a
strip
sister
again.
and a whole big family. It must be wonderful.
Huge
You'd
places
never be
to
alone.
fight.
It is wonderful. Although it might be better without Uncle Gamlen.
These massive arenas, and the dragons are appropriately sized, and they take flight, and they have different elemental attacks, and they do all sorts of crazy things. Fighting dragons is just fantastic in Inquisition. I've never played WoW, Temerian. But I hear you. The flower, what up? Crushing Prison. Better Crushing Prison or make Mind Blast a lot more powerful. Diameter goes up. Stun chance goes up. Force goes up. A huge defensive move. Primary defensive move for her. Cooldown's not bad either. 10 seconds. I solved your problem.
So, what happened? One of the miners told me you rescued him from dragons. I cuffed him for lying.
Well, he wasn't.
Flog you for
Go
being
there
a
and see the corpses
dumbass.
for yourself.
But I thought they're extinct. I believe you. You made them extinct again? If it is safe, the miners can return to work.
Really don't like this guy.
The bone pit's hazardous at best. And if the dragons return,
I appreciate your concern for my workers' welfare. I could use someone like you to ensure their continued safety. Since you did so much more than I was expecting, how about we work together? I am offering a 50-50 share in the mine. You will make us both rich if you can keep your countrymen safe.
If you can keep your countrymen safe.
Why would you share half your business with me?
I spent a decade honing my business instincts in Val Royeaux. I once sold a seat cushion to Empress Selene. Simply put, I have a good feeling about you. So, what do you say?
If you want my help, you'll pay for my services in advance.
You're both tough and shrewd. Very well. I had some money set aside for safety equipment, but it is yours instead. So, to our first order
He
of
wasn't
business,
gonna spend the money
to
on
replace
safety
the lost
equipment. He's
workers.
full of shit.
I will hire new hands. Plenty of desperate Fereldans out there, but it will take some time. I need you to convince the surviving miners to return. They are holed up in Lowtown. Tell them the Bone Pit is safe again.
I'll see what I can do.
Aveline didn't like which part of that? Getting paid up front? Being willing to help this guy? At all? I'm not trying to get on Aveline's bad side. But let's just say her panties are always in a twist. I do like Aveline. She's a good character. Good heart. Pretty good head. She's extremely badass when she needs to be. Okay. Bone Pit, good for now. That put us. Viscount's son. Thenril in Hightown during the day. How about that? Where is a Thenril? So, Trooper, what's up with that sample command? There are a few commands that are kind of walled off for subscribers, and I can't think of a good reason that one is. To be honest, I don't know why. I remember that it is, and not why it is. Doesn't really need to be. And have been shuffling some things around and removing some of those
Well, I just
restrictions,
lost
and
a
I
sovereign.
didn't go through them all.
Didn't think
So
you'd stoop to our kind again.
Indeed.
Or are you not too proud to make some coin?
no, coin sounds good. What's the job?
Pride usually hasn't been my downfall.
Since you stormed off, we don't have anyone who can quite work your magic. If you know what I mean. I sent some men to fence a bit of cargo down at the docks. Haven't seen them since. I'd pay good silver for the safe return of them, or the goods.
Is this anyone I know?
When you left, we had to take on new Ferelden. Volunteers. Lad named Price was leading them. No one of your caliber.
Want to tell me what you were selling?
We were trying to make a deal with the Carta. Those Orzammar dwarves. They like luxury items. Fine fabrics, a cask of caviar, an aged wine. Anything one can liberate from a Hightown merchant.
She trying to dance around telling someone who she employed for over a year what she actually does. Get to the point.
Where were they last seen?
They were supposed to meet down by the docks, under cover of darkness. I know you're familiar with the concept.
Consider it a deal.
Good. Go to the docks tonight. My boy Price was supposed to meet our buyers from the Carta there. Maybe you can find out what happened.
Aveline doesn't like that either. Boy, I'm just crossing Aveline at every turn. And we don't exactly have a rivalry going, but she's not loving this. After all the help we gave her too. Docks at night. Really? Another fight? I never would have guessed.
Well, kill him!
I'll make this knock!
Go down! Stand back! Greetings from the country! One less to worry about.
Cut the bastard down!
Thank you. I thought them coterie men had me for sure. I guess the whole thing was a trap. There were no dwarves when I went to make the trade, just coterie waiting to kill us. They got the rest of the boys. I ran. I was hoping they wouldn't find me here, but they did.
Is that Athenril's rival criminal guild or something?
More like she's their rival. A small one at that. What I hear is the coterie controls most crime in Kirkwall, and they don't like competition.
So, will you be running home to tell Mama crime doesn't pay?
My mama was ripped in two by one of them big horned darkspawn. It's just me and my sisters now. Working for Athenril's the only way to feed the girls.
Well, now I feel awful. The snarky middle option has some really juicy stuff in it throughout the game, but sometimes it turns you into a real dick.
Why not take what Athenril gave you and start fresh somewhere outside of Kirkwall?
Athenril's gonna hate this.
What do you mean?
Take it
There's a lot of
and
farmland
go.
and free marches.
Sorry,
Surely
I
there's
was a
somewhere
dick.
You and your sisters
You can go
find honest
now.
work.
My father was a farmer. Before the darkspawn got him. I'd rather do that than work for Athenril.
Sorry, I was a little late on that, Bob. Bob says keep the goods. We'll get plenty of money elsewhere. But Athenril's gonna hate us.
I'll get my sisters. Please, make sure she doesn't come after us.
And good deeds do not always end well for the people you do the good deeds for. Something to keep in mind. If that lesson was ever taught well in a game, not so much here as in another BioWare game, Sith Lords, Knights of the Old Republic 2, one of the best characters ever written for a video game. The character of Kreia. Spends a lot of time trying to help you see the difference between you might think is a good deed and the gray that really comes from everything. Things are not so black and white, good and evil. Not always. In fact, not often. Not worried about pissing off Athenril so much. Not talking about that. But sometimes helping someone what you view as helping someone aren't always what they appear. Sometimes helping someone prevents them from learning to help themselves. Not always, but it happens. Ah! No, there she is. Roll. You ready for a scolding?
Well, are you here to socialize, or did you bring my goods?
Gave the goods away. We can bullshit her, but generally, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. Goods were stolen. Tell her what's up.
I made a charitable contribution to immigrant welfare.
You what?
You what?
You gave my goods away to that pockmarked brat? You soft-hearted Ferelden bastard. I should have known better than to trust any of you.
Yeah.
Don't even think about working with me again.
We'll just scratch that one off the list and call it good.
You show admirable restraint, Bethany.
For a mage, you mean?
I could also say for a hawk. But yes, for a mage.
You have a sword. Why aren't you killing someone right now?
Fair point. But I can put my sword down.
Believe me, I have tried.
All right.
The Iceman cometh.
What's up, Iceman? How are you today? Actually, one of my favorite little things Entrobot pulls out of his databases. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment. I like. No commute. All done and no commute. Yes. Good. Groovy. Best. Best commute is no commute. Arrgh. There's anonymous plea for help. Oh, right, that. We just got that. Yeah, let's go check it out. Go check it out. Where's the nearest exit? Hey, Crazy Lace. You started a tabletop character who has a hawk named Carver Hawk. Carver Hawk. Does that mean you're a Carver fan? Be honest now. Are you a Carver fan? We've not seen a lot of Carver fans here. How are you doing, though? That's kind of interesting. You were just talking about this game yesterday, but weren't here. Didn't realize we were playing it. Started yesterday. Yes, let's just chase the Dragonling everywhere. Run, Hawk, run! You guys kill it then. I'll be over here. All good. You always kill Carver because your sister is Bethany. I gotcha. Well, yeah, we let, I always kill Carver because he's kind of a prick. And you have to kill one of them. It puts him at a distinct disadvantage in that early game decision. Of course, if you want to play a mage in Dragon Age 2, then you have no choice but to deal with Carver.
Mistress Hawke.
It's him. That Templar from Ariani. I knew this was a bad idea.
Ariani tells me you sought a better path than the Circle for her son, Fainriel. I thought perhaps you would be willing to show mages a kindness once more.
You do know who he is. He had a daughter who was a mage, and she turned into an abomination.
Do I know you?
I am Sir Thrask of the Templars. I know from the compassion with which you treated Fainriel that you are someone who cares for the fate of apostate mages.
Can I get the details before I agree?
There are a number of apostates hiding in those caverns.
And you've allowed this?
I was hoping you might speak to the group. Convince them to surrender peacefully before my fellow Templars arrive.
Who are these apostates? Where did they come from?
These are the mages of the former Circle at Starkhaven. It burned to the ground, and their Templar sent for us to relocate the survivors. Unfortunately, they escaped on the journey. With their phylacteries burned, it has been nearly impossible to track them.
Little about phylacteries.
What's a phylactery?
When a mage joins the Circle, the first enchanter takes a sample of his blood. It is used as a focus to track the mage should he escape.
Do the other Templars intend to do worse than recapture the mages?
Sir Karas is a Knight Lieutenant of the Templars, a great crony of Meredith.
Bad news.
Should he find apostates hiding from pursuit, Meredith will consider him justified in murdering the lot of them.
Who's Meredith?
You have clearly not been in Kirkwall long. Meredith is Knight Commander. She has changed the rules for mages in Kirkwall. They are less free than elsewhere. Though I dare say she has created as much dissent as obedience.
I would not like to see this become a massacre.
Thank you. Your compassion does you credit. These mages have shown they attack Templars on sight. You have a better chance than I to convince them they are better off alive in the Circle than free and dead. Sir Karas hunts them as well. If they have not surrendered by the time he arrives, this will be a bloodbath.
Alrighty then. Let's not have it be a bloodbath. Maybe we can talk to these apostates. Apostate comes running in, casting spells. Yep. Well, that went to shit already. Bam. That is one grumpy mage. Did you see him using blood magic swirling around him?
Blood magic?
Yes.
Only one way out
Blood
for these
magic.
mages now.
Yeah, this game is replete with irony. Aveline just said, blood magic? There's only one way out for these mages now. Mages gotta die. That's what Aveline says. Because blood magic. Meanwhile, blood mage standing next to her friend in the party. Yeah. Double standards are great. One of the more glaring, awkward tropes that Dragon Age, the series, continues to just continues to dredge back up every time. Templars and mages in opposition, and Templars not taking issue with the mages standing right next to them. Because inconvenient for the story, for the player. I mean, I get it. Play a mage and write a story where your character has a mage in the family. But no attempt is given to justify that, so it stands out. Does this cave look familiar? Kind of like the one we were fighting dragons in 20 minutes ago? It should. In fact, did you see where I went to find that corpse? This little, let me, go ahead and just, where is it? I was all the way back in the last area, but I went around a little corner and into a little nook, and there was a corpse laying there. On a previous iteration of this map, there was Silverite or Elfroot or whatever. But same map, just used a bit differently. Grumble, 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 grumble. Once or twice is not so bad, but once you've seen it 5 to 10 times, it's really starts to stand out. This should look familiar too. We've had a fight in this exact spot before. Same layout right over there. A little rock.
Maker's blessing. I thought I was going to die.
A little
down
mini
here
map
in
showing the trail goes further, but it
tomb.
doesn't.
Are you with the Templars? Please, I need to go back to the Circle. I never wanted to get involved in this. Not when he started making those things.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Decimus. It was his decision. He kept saying the Templars would label us blood mages if we fled. Why not use it if it's our best tool? He slit his wrist, and the magic, it rose from the blood and woke the skeletons in the cave. I ran. Decimus is wrong. Blood magic is a work of evil, not just a power the Templars keep from us for spite.
Decimus is the leader of these mages.
He's crazy. He said with our phylacteries gone, no one could find us. We would be free. I think maybe he set the fire. There must be a demon working through him. No normal man would profane the dead like this.
The Templar Thrask is waiting outside. Surrender to him and you won't be hurt.
I surrender. Take me to the Templars. I don't want anything to do with this blood magic. The rest of them, they're still following Decimus. He's gone mad. I think he'd kill us all just to take the Templars down.
Interesting that there's no friendship rivalry response to that, because you are sending a mage off to the Templars, at best to be sent back to the Circle, which neither Bethany nor Merrill would have anything to do with. So, interesting, but with the alternative being death, I would hope even an apostate mage would look on another mage's opportunity to survive by going back to the Circle as, I'm sure some would say no better than death, worse than death. But is it, would it be? If you were a mage, would you rather cease to exist or be a mage in a circle?
if the choice were that simple.
They're here! The Templars have come to take us back to the Circle.
Decimus, no! Stay your hand. These are no Templars.
What do I care what shield they carry? If they challenge us, the dead themselves will meet the call.
No. He's not paying any attention to the 2 apostate mages in the party. 2 out of 4 are wielding staves. He just freaks out and goes, ah, Templars, ah, shields, ah, fight, fight, fight. Yeah. Well, she was a bit smarter. Decimus Clown Shoes, we'll call him. Decimus the Dead, we'll call him. There's a long cooldown on that twin strikes, but it's very powerful. So by getting that initial stun, so he couldn't warp away or do any crowd control, jumped in, did a quick backstab, and then twin strikes, or the other way around, whatever it was. He died. He died fast.
You killed him. Oh, Decimus. You should have listened to me, love. You are one of us. But you wear no mark of the Circle. How is it you side against your own?
That man was a blood mage. I don't have to be part of the Circle to know that is wrong.
Decimus gave us the courage to face the Templars. Without him, we would be prisoners still.
Again, blood mage in the party, Bethany. Blood mage standing next to you. So, raise him from the dead then.
He obviously meant a lot to you. He was our future. Until he came, we never thought to fight back. I told Decimus he was going too far, but he said it was the only way to protect us. To protect me.
She won't admit it, but it's obvious she's just as corrupted.
I swear to you, I have had no truck with demons. Please, we only want our freedom. Without your help, the Templars will execute us all for Decimus's crimes.
Where would you go?
If not in the Circle, how do you intend to live?
I hear there are places outside the Free Marches where the Templars are not so vigilant.
So, hold her just as accountable. You saw her back off at the beginning. He challenged him briefly, at least his desire to slaughter without conversation. Wanted none of that. How would we help?
What do you ask of me?
There is a Templar who followed us. You must have met him when you entered. Kill him, and we can get clear of Kirkwall.
Well, see, now we've got a problem.
Templars send more men. I would not see these mages killed.
But if we start
Thank you,
murdering
Bethany.
Templars, we'll draw their fury down on us.
And it would be pretty
They would
fucking
have us
evil.
kill a man for doing the just work of a Templar.
Will you buy us time to flee Kirkwall?
I will not kill Thrask for you. Could try to convince him you're dead. Best we could do.
Leave it to me. By the time I'm done, these Templars will swear that the sky is green.
Your confidence almost makes me believe you. But I spent 2 weeks traveling with these Templars. They strike first and think after. They are far easier to kill than to fool.
Don't know if we'll be able to convince them. Take a shot at it. What's the worst that could happen? More mages and Templars trying to kill each other? Templars or mages trying to kill us? These things happen anyways.
I'll deal with it. Now you fall.
forgot that you can actually push same button, take all, R on the keyboard to take all. You have an inventory open, lootable open. You don't even have to open it. You can just be near it and push R. Used to know that. I had forgotten. Save some time. As long as we don't care to look at the loot before picking it up. Just find it later. Usually more into loot, but I find the loot in Dragon Age 2 more frustrating than desirable most of the time. I tend not to worry about it. The more I think about it, the more it gets to me, so I just don't think about it too much. There we go, this little alcove. We came in this time to find the body, and previously there was another crafting item to be found there. A lot of the maps are carbon copies with small variations. Well, wish us luck.
Are you trying to tell me this boy is all that's left of the apostates?
I ran away when they began to use blood magic, sir.
They are not in the caverns, Sakaras. I have thoroughly explored.
Who is this?
I'm your best friend. I killed the mages. Friend of Thrask's? A friend of the mages. Yeah, you'd love that.
I'm the one who's going to get you a medal for putting down this mage rebellion.
I'm listening.
Those freaks were using blood magic, but I took care of them. Their leader ran. He was heading for the coast last I saw him. Your men are in pursuit.
We can still catch up if we go around the caverns. That's the faster route.
The coast, you say? Men, fan out, search the shore. We will retrieve these corpses later. The Knight Commander will hear of the service you did us.
Thank you, my friend.
I didn't think you could do it. Truly, you must be able to charm a miser out of his last coin. I did not think any of us would leave those caverns alive.
Well.
If it makes you feel better, officially you were killed during escape.
I will do my best to seem cold and rotted then. Please, accept my staff as a reward. It has the mark of Starkhaven on it. I dare not carry it now. It should bring a good price. Now, we must flee as far as we can before nightfall. Thank you, friend.
We should have a counter for the number of times Templars ignore the mages in the party. Like that guy who was just... I mean, he would wet himself for a chance to get some more apostates. 2 of them right here. He doesn't bring it up, because that would be inconvenient. Thank you for the service you did. Meredith will hear about this. Don't mind the apostates in your party this time. Right. Right. Electricity, no rune, attack bonus, magic resist. Using now is fire, rune slot, haven't filled it, magic, mana, stamina. Chanter's staff, spirit damage, and extra healing. Let's go with that, since he is a healer. We'll give her the Chanter's staff. Cool. Like a polearm of some sort. What would you call that? Is that a glaive? What would that polearm with that style blade be called? On to Meryl. Electricity or fire. As it is, she doesn't have spells of either type. But huge attack bonus on the electric one. Halberd. That was a sort of halberd. So halberds don't have to have a curved blade. Halberds can have a straight blade like that too. I should know that from at least Dark Souls, if nothing else. But I am no master of weaponry. We are coming up on our first break. Numbers seem to be holding. Stream seems to be holding. Are things okay that you can tell on your end? The tech. Journal check. We're getting close to the 50 gold we need to go into the Deep Roads. I still think we're heading into the deep roads today, but it won't be right after the break. We're going to need to do a little bit more, make some more coin. Should have listened to DBA Bob. Should have taken the supplies, gotten paid by Orenthil. That her name? Orenthil. Anyways, she's gone. Hates us now. Get back to work. Convince the remaining miners to return to work. They can be found by day in Lowtown near the Hanged Man. That's the Bone Pit. To continue the Bone Pit, we got to get the workers. We now have a stake in the mine. Convince them to go back to work. You already know that the place keeps... Dragons overrun the Bone Pit from time to time. And that's where we'll be sending the workers back to. Ostensibly safe, because we'll go to help them if they need help. But what generally happens is people die, and then someone else comes to us for help. So we know what'll happen. You send workers back to the Bone Pit, it won't go well for them. Herbalist tasks. Not something we're going to actively pursue, but we've already got the Fang. If we are back in the Sundermount, Dalish camp area, we may find the Ironbark. And if we find the giant spider silk, then we'll have things to turn in. Right now we just have a Fang. So let's go now to the Hangman Inn. Talk to the workers, and then when I come back from the break, where will we go? I'm thinking we talked to Seneschal Bran about the Viscount's son. By the time we're done with that, we might be in a good position to start the deep roads. Quickest way out? We'll find a way out. Break time incoming! Probably craft some new poisons and potions. The R button does not just take all of the stuff on a corpse, not if they have actual loot, it just opens the box. At least you can tap it twice to take everything. It'll still help. Pump your brakes! Day or night? I suppose it doesn't matter. They're drinking anytime.
If you could do anything, just anything at all, what would you do?
That's easy. Be normal. No magic. Just normal.
Really? You wouldn't fly across Thedas or eat a cake the size of Kirkwall? Keep a baby griffin for a pet?
Well, now that you say it, the griffin might not be so bad.
I'd name mine Feathers.
You like Meryl.
Why, wasn't she lovely? What did I do wrong?
Being a guardsman seems like a better life than being a soldier.
Oh?
My brother was a soldier. It's all about taking land and serving some king you've never met. Guardsmen, they do something real. They protect people. They make their lives better.
I don't know if I agree.
Neither would my brother.
Not sure. Maybe we did need to be here at night. By day. Am I here at night? Oh, this is by day. Where are they? History of Kirkwall, Chapter 1. Oh, we read chapter 1. It's chapter 3 we were missing. We read 1, 2, and 4 at the very least. Is it popping up again? Updated shawl. About it. An old shawl embroidered with a family name, a Tevinter symbol of femininity, and the crest of the blooming rose. That is not a question or a task. That is simply a statement in my journal. Lovely.
The truth is out there.
The truth is out there. I want to believe. Eric doing? No quest marker over his head, or I would stop and talk to him right now. So, who are we looking for then?
I saw Meredith the other
You heard
day.
about that deep road expedition. They say anyone who goes down there is going to be rich. You don't think they'll need drinks served down there, do you?
Doing a little right. Welcome to the best little tavern in Kirkwall.
Just passing through your fine establishment.
You haven't seen our little patrons yet.
That's awesome. They raised a glass. Who are we looking for? Oh, near the hanged man. Not in the hanged man, near the hanged man. I should go. Sweet. Okay. Well, that would do it. Probably could have noticed on the way in that there was no quest marker on the hanged man's door. How about I just take that break now? See where it is on the map. There they are. Or there they are. I'll see you in 10 minutes. 10, 12 minutes. We'll continue. Like we got ourselves a stream. See you soon.